So once again, I've ejaculated in the bathroom yesterday. For Inanna, there were 3 of us. Calero, Campo, Nahalt, Pineda, Giraldo, as she sometimes called herself. And the third one younger chica, niña chicalada, or girl, called Carmen. She's my favorite. She was sitting on the toilet, and I ejaculated by rubbing my dick in the pussy of Inanna and put inside, while my leg touched the Nahalt, who sat behind. I was laying down in the bathroom. Inanna was here, and the Nahalt was seen at the perimeter of the bathroom. My legs were touching her, suggesting we were friends. No, actually suggesting I liked her in secret, as a joke, as we're visualizing the whole thing. It's a joke, don't believe it. Don't do it without my permission. So I wanted to say there has been many mistakes as I looked at some of the videos. I know to make amendments. For example, the night where I was in Corvin Nayad, our apartment with Sasa, we had that night a war, because the spy said if you go there, we'll kill Sasa también, also, in Spanish means also. He didn't speak Spanish, it was Hungarian. And during the war, spiritual war, it decided that if I lose, she might send to me some Iranian war ostag, roham ostag, which is quite funny. In English it means this is the missing information. Seizure Squadron. Or shock troops. She learned from me. She's my student, I also forgot to mention. She learned from me everything. She's one gypsy type of girl. She steals and behaves as if she invented it in very strange ways, like a wife. I will speak about it if I have the time. She once came into my room, and this room to be exact. Would pick up things. I would just look. What is she doing? Pick up things. I was thinking we were taking this to the other apartment we have, to have the ayahuasca ceremony. But unfortunately, as I've suspected, when she was taking the bag, after she left the apartment, the other one, she took many of the objects, stolen, without asking. Gypsy girl, or half gypsy, I don't know. She always says she's not gypsy. She showed the picture. I even met her parents. Not look directly gypsy, but in Hungarian rural areas, those people don't look gypsy. Actually, have gypsy blood in them. She's faking her certification. He said she was worried that I may not like her if I found out she's a real gypsy. Let's just stop here. I will discuss the gypsy idea later. Let's go on to... Well, about the gypsy, I have some friends who are gypsy, but also in Hungary I have some enemies. I was robbed once, almost killed. Robbed my phone. It was world top level phone. This is one secret information. Top world level phone, Chinese, bought in China. I was robbed and threatened with a knife and drugged. There was some... They gave me some... I will talk about this in full detail. He gave me something to smoke. I smoked. I felt very intrigued how the powerful effects of sedation it had. And well, I wasn't intrigued. I was worried that I would be stolen. Almost killed me. And the problem is that the phone is top world level. It was my phone, and as he took it, he became top world level. It contained my games, many of my stuff. I will explain when I have the time for it. And people thought that he became me. This just was stealing identity. So since then, some people thought that gypsy became top number one with my energy. It's difficult to explain, but Google Play will give you a hint. Very powerful stealing. If you steal someone's phone, you steal his life, in a sense, his account. And some Chinese was doing some bad tricks. Probably the phone company, the spy maybe, or the helper. He thought that he should switch because this guy is too powerful. I mean, this one, me, and the gypsy one could weaken me. And the gypsy became top level. I'm trying to get it back. I already did. But there still is something. Police. I should report him immediately. If I can. Very strong stealing. I should try this at some point. With Hungarian girl. Or prostitute. And in my he might have reported me as a protective mechanism, being afraid that I report him. But don't worry, I'll organize it in a telepathic manner. In my script notebook in the phone contain many of my scriptures, the most powerful information to conquer the planet. Unfortunately, he might have read it. Adding on to that, many other things on the phone. Facebook chat. He might love me for that because I was a lovely figure. He enjoyed reading. I thought to give it back, even as I suspect. So let us continue. There's one whole half an hour video missing. 35 minute video missing. I cannot open it. So it happened before I was speaking about the CIA's relationship with me. a description of the CIA. It has to do with the I try to recapitulate it word by word. How I left it, how I began, and how I left it. The same video. So it began with the show off of how I killed the Chinese, the whole country dead. Somewhere at the beginning of November, with the second technology, the second spaceship, which is 1,000,000 times bigger than the universe-sized spaceship, grey in color with black dots on it, slightly bigger than the universe. And this second spaceship, which I actually called size 1 spaceship, once the first spaceship. And that spaceship I called called 0 because it contains more work. I've worked with it more. I've invested more into it. The first spaceship is called 0 spaceship actually. So the second spaceship, it is the first spaceship. I don't know how to figure it out. Let's say the first spaceship, let's call it 0.1 or 0.5 or 0. But the aliens within it didn't like. It would twist them in a way. This is very dangerous because it's manipulation. And the seeing procedure with this Bogla Robert, who is fucking my girls probably, in spiritual sphere, or pedophile way, is also using this method of judgment, of giving a number. It's not judgment complete, but a pedophile technology. And he's using it, and one will seeing as naturally, obviously, he's not as high as me, or anyone in the universe not as high as me. So showing anyone could have serious consequences on my life, unless I'm creating my own gifts for others, which this killer isn't, or objects for sale. Let me close the door. So this half an hour of speech is difficult to recapitulate. So continuing, as I've killed, this is the first spaceship, I will say. Previously I called it second. Let's call it the first spaceship. Size 1,000,000 times bigger than the 0 spaceship. Zero would kill them in a sense, because my power. Me saying something has a power. I've said before, my vocal cord has been exchanged with one of the technocrats on the spaceship. They are technocrats, but I didn't dare to say in the phone with the Bogla Facebook chat. I said technologists. I was very ingenious, but wasn't aware of the consequences of judgment. Technologists would kill the UFO. I call it a UFO as a trick. Where ET is not as let's just say UFO. ET is not as spy-like. No. ET is not as big. The UFO. Exchange my vocal cords with something creative. Whatever I say, instant creation. The whole world. The whole universe. This one probably the whole world will suit my needs. Because, for example, I say you die, and she dies, or he dies. It was removed at some point for self-protection because I speak a lot, saying random things. It's a difficult way to live. So as went on, after I killed the whole Chinese, I removed it. This has already happened in the previous in the video that has been left out, and the one before that I removed it already and showed it, so I do not need to remove it again. But you see the procedure. Removing it again may have serious consequences. This is another drawback of the SciTech that I invented. It's practical. Going on with the Chinese. Next, somewhere close to the November beginning, in those days. No. Directly after it, I channeled the second killing material called Colombian killing. Kill the whole Colombian country, everyone in it. But especially, I'm a little tired. I've already channeled this material or recapitulated this material one time. This way is better. This civilization has two lines of technologies. As I killed the Chinese, I used the first line of technology. Colombian is the second line of technology. There's two versions. The first line, you never know who did it. Never know who did it. Unless I say something about it, and then I become real famous. And that is the reason for doing it. Also revenge. I'll tell you why I killed the Chinese. At that time I have to re-say it. I had difficulties. My family, my parents, they were very ruining me in a way, giving me limitation of sexual limitation, no girls, no freedom, no money. Well, they had the money actually. Some money they had. So, by mistake or by not obviously, it is a mistake, as I've realized. I used a measuring system of mine. It seemed to be a mistake since I began to realize on the streets the Chinese began to fall. They began to be very pale in color and weak, and some racism began to rise. This is rechanneling. It becomes something low. I try to recapture it in the correct way, in the energy. So this technology, killing instantly the whole species or the whole nation, everyone in the country, and I removed it already. I accidentally removed it many times. But I had to show that I am the one to be famous. So many times I just accidentally removed it, but I realized I have to write on Facebook at the moment I remove it, to let people see that it is me and become famous. I did it, but in a slightly delayed manner, without writing the whole story. So I wasn't that famous. As I killed the Chinese, I killed the Colombian with the second line of technology. The second line of technology contains, as I've killed the Colombian, I'll try to show you. I showed in the earlier video. Like this. So you can see there is a rod at the end, a circle. Let me show you again. This one, a rod, and at the end a circle. The rod, at the end a circle, and I was shooting with a flag, a Colombian flag. This is the technology. And at the center of the flag, the hole. And this is the second line of technologies. And with this, I killed the Colombians very successfully, instantly. And I became famous instantly in this spy network, which was developed by me, actually. With something from the previous spaceship technology. I realized these technologies were almost all spy technologies. At the beginning, I received weapons. I will explain this later. These weapons are pretty strong. I shouldn't tell you because these weapons are very powerful. The top world level, destroying the universe in an instant. Like really destroying the universe in a spy way. That's very powerful. But later, I reached a state where I was asking for objects and exchanging objects. Exchanging is very dangerous. Many of the objects contain gifts given to me by other civilizations, masters, teachers, or myself, mostly. And as it has been exchanged, the ET became smart. And what he gave back is still spy technology. High level, but not necessarily my own life originally. Changed completely. And I was kind of worried if I get to this lower level. Because in that spaceship, I wasn't connecting to the highest connection that there is. As I've said, in the spaceship there is 100 levels. And proportional... I forgot to mention that during the second trip, this is my most secret information. Some Jorge, Arjun, Mono shouldn't steal or even look. 1 week or after. His cohorts, some police. So, I forgot to mention during the second investigative trip in the proving scene. 1 week later, after the 1 week after that is the Chinese eye. So, I forgot to mention during the second trip. 1 week later, manipulation with the eye. After feeling of robbing going out of the mind, not robbing, but one week having there's some Neo, like in the movie. Great. So the problem is, that's going back to the the second station is killing the country. As a 20-meter far to the first station, the Gogoro over steam. It contains the info of 100 level, and I was going to 96, 7 or 8 level directly. This is my level. I came before I came to the civilization. So I was doing hard work, doing war, killing, demonstration of power, and in return I received the gifts. In return, I was guided and instantly saw the corridor that I was going to join. And in that corridor is the gift. One package of information stolen from Taita Kelvin, Keita Agara. Taita Kelvin Keita Agara. So this is how it was designed, to give me the information stolen from the old guy. Now imagine how low it can be. Someone so high like me stealing from an old person whose genes were degraded and imagination is old, slow or old. Well, how unlucky I am. So I had to stick with it. So the UFO probably exchanged the yes. So I don't know, I probably put in the bags to retrieve in the form of the ET alien. Actually real ET alien, that's the problem because it's really a little bit unhealthy. Unhealthy that I like those who have real strength to show to teach me. But an earthling I will steal from, but I don't want inside the inside the spaceship. So let's continue. I had the problem or bad habit of destroying myself. So the countries I've killed were mostly my allies, places I've lived, places I've been. I don't know how this be. I have this bad habit. So back to the spaceship. It contains some Taita Kerubin, 100 bags of stolen material that was put inside it in the 100 levels, reminding me of the Sharkan temple that I imagined back in September, Albania. My spirit constantly Albania. My spirit constantly reminding me, and also other spirits, UFO, reminding me with the number 100. And this is the most important thing. I wrote this on Facebook. So the Sharkan temple, very important. Related to Chinese, 100% of the students test, they have the point from 0 to 100. It's pedophile. I received the whole Chinese school system in an instance by some high-level authority or rather author. Authentication. The third one. Authentication. They probably knew. I mean, the UFO was reminding me of the spirits. I like the 100 number. I received countless times. So that spaceship, the zero spaceship, number spaceship. Were the Taita Kerubim, or simply Teku Alvarado, as I would call her when this happened. Teku Alvarado showed me his finger, and I asked him, what is the biggest spaceship? And it turns out that he might have put the 100 bags of information inside the spaceship intentionally to bug me, so that I cannot steal anymore. If I find out this is fake technology, fake info. No, fake. Let's let's discuss the true material, because these are real aliens. But the thing is, he's one jungle master, jungle human, living in jungle, some small thing, not knowing what is the good instinct, not learning. So if I ask him, it is like information washed through him, and he his version of it. In a spiritual way, also connecting with me. It's like he's beside me in a spiritual plane, we're talking, discussing, exchanging material. And the physical world, or in the mental world, we are asking him, started seemingly lower, but since I'm the Lord of the universe, it's actually higher. So this may be the problem. I was asking him, imagination, show me the spaceship as well. And pointing toward the spaceship. Something happened. The spaceship sucked that information 100 back. Let's go on to the next spaceship and stop here. The zero, the first spaceship. Well, it's completely myself. 1,000,000 times the first spaceship. I wanted to separate. That spaceship was pointed by finger by the Kerubim. I looked into it, and as I was following the finger, I saw the circular globe, the ball spaceship, gray, CIA color with black dots on it. This is why I realized that it might have been taken already, used spaceship. I channeled the info, it said it's some CIA's old information. So, used spaceship. And you know why? Because I was expanding the space, and I was being followed. This is trying to discuss the recapitulation, the other video. I was saying many things. I can't remember what exactly. I'm not saying the. I must tell you that this video is fake info. It wasn't Taita Kerubim putting the info in, because then he would be stealing it. He would be the boss. It's me putting it in, as I've earlier reached this place and built up the spaceship for myself. So this is the zero spaceship. It was mixed in a notepad typing, and some spy mistakenly helped and thought that the objects from Spaceship Zero and Spaceship One were the same spaceship. So the Spaceship One versus Spaceship Zero became red color, similar to Spaceship One. Or the other way around. They thought that all were the same spaceship, the red color. Let's go into the killing the countries. I killed Colombia with the second line of technology, and I realized some assassination with some government agents. Unfortunately or fortunately, they were my